As a friend and a colleague of Ray and Gail Miller for many years, I could spend a lot of time up here just telling you what fantastic people, what fantastic teachers and mentors they are and have been. But I think the accolades are even more special when the speakers I'm about to invite to the podium. These are students who once sat at Miller's feet and have gone on to use that training as a springboard, successful careers, and very importantly, lives of service. I'm going to ask each of these that are coming up, make sure you kind of feel like the microphone is almost touching your mouth. We are recording this. We want to be able to capture everything you say. So I do ask that you make sure you're speaking into the microphone. They'll come in this order. Scott Abraham is an orthopedic surgeon at Apex Orthopedic and Sports Medicine in the Kansas City area. Karen Dittbrenner is an educator in Beatrice, Nebraska. Aaron Fletcher is the founder and president of BIOS Research, which analyzes healthcare and biotech industry advances for investors. And Jennifer Witt is a physical therapist specializing in the underserved rural population in Flagler, Colorado. These former students, these four former students, represent just a small fraction of the successful professionals that Gail and Ray have mentored and ministered to throughout the years at York College. Their work here has been significant to these students and to many others, as well as the countless lives their students have touched through healthcare, education, and scientific advances. So I want to, at this time, welcome Scott Abraham.
Thank you. All right, let's get my notes out. Well, first of all, thank you for asking me to speak. Brent, thank you. Ray and Gail.
Closer.
Ray and Gail, a lot of you know, really embody Christ-centered education. They really had a large influence on not only my education, but also my worldview as far as how do we meld science and Christianity together. And certainly from the biology classes that I had with Gail and the chemistry classes with Ray, I really got a good handle on how to bring those two together in my life and in my profession. When I came to York College, I did have a goal of becoming a physician. I was pretty clueless actually as to how hard that would be. But organic chemistry really showed me the amount of hard work it would take to get there. Our freshman year organic chemistry class was fairly taxing, as a lot of you probably remember. I actually have a scar to prove it on the left wrist. One lab, I accidentally spilled some chlorosulfonic acid, I think. I don't know, you may not remember that. I probably didn't tell you about that. I'm sure I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing. But I do have a scar to prove it, so it's still there. Yeah, well, it was on my wrist, yeah. When I think of Ray and Gail, but particularly Ray, as one of my mentors in life. And when you look up the definition of mentor in the Oxford Dictionary, it says, an experienced or trusted advisor. And so I've been blessed in my life to have three people that I really consider mentors: my father, Ray, and then one of my residency faculty from orthopedic surgery. And so, certainly Ray has been a trusted and experienced advisor to me, particularly, the years trying to get into medical school. Some of us don't get in the first time we apply. Others do. But I really appreciate your mentorship through my 4 years here. We certainly learned together that first time applying to medical school. No one else from York had ever, from the 4 years of college at least, had applied to medical school. And so I was kind of the guinea pig a little bit. didn't get it the first time, but in retrospect, God really knew what He was doing. The year off was good. It was a good education for all of us, for future students who would be applying to professional schools. I found a good quote from Winston Churchill, and I think this really applies well to Ray and Gail and their life of service and education at your college. And it says, "We make a living by what we get, we make a life by what we give." You all have made a life by giving to your college and to your college students, particularly in the science department. And we're excited for you for this new step in your life, for this honor that you're receiving today. And I personally want to thank you for investing in me, investing in my education, not only as someone in the world of science as a physician, but also as a Christian. So thank you.
This seemed like a really good idea when Brent first emailed me, and in the last 2 weeks, I wondered what I had been thinking at that point, so bear with me. It's great to see all of you here to honor these two people who mean so very much to me. There's a quote that says, "Some people come into your life for a moment, a day, or a lifetime. It matters not the time spent with you, but how they impacted you in that moment." For everyone in this room, your life has, in some manner, been impacted by Ray and Gail. Some of you are family, some of you are friends, co-workers, and former students. But one thing is for sure, all of you have in some way been impacted by the kind of people these two are. My name is Karen Dittbrenner, and contrary to what it says in there, I graduated in 1995. When I arrived at York College in 1991, the youngest child of 4, the first one to go to college in my family, coming from an incredibly strict and sheltered situation, I found myself 12 and a half hours from home, and I knew one person on campus. However, being a pre-med major, I quickly became familiar with the Millers. My very first semester, I had Dr. Miller for general chemistry. It did not take me long to realize a few things about him. First of all, this class was going to be a challenge. But it was clear that while Dr. Miller was tough, he was also fair and consistent, and had a joke or a pun for virtually every single situation, which was quickly followed up by his little chuckle. I also learned a few other things about him. No one worked harder than Dr. Miller. He worked to find ways to make his difficult subject a little bit easier for each one of us. He worked to find a way to get kids who really weren't at York College for the right reasons to discover why the Lord had brought them here. And he worked hard preparing for every single class, even though I'm sure he could have taught those classes in his sleep. My first introduction to Gail came in the form of visits to her office with friends who were in her classes that first semester. Kids who had questions to ask her, but I quickly found out, really, they just wanted to stop in for a chat with Mrs. Miller. It wasn't hard to figure out why they wanted to stop in and chat with her. Gail is accepting and loving to all she comes into contact with. She is the type of personality that people want to be around and has a way of connecting with her students. Her classes were fun because she worked hard to make real-world connections instead of constant bookwork and lectures. The content, while challenging, was made bearable with her style of teaching and her general approach to life. She made it easier to work hard because she made the class so enjoyable. In that first semester, I learned the Millers were some of the kindest-hearted people I would ever meet. What I didn't realize was just how big of an impact that they would have on my life. It was near the end of April, my freshman year, when another student and I, who were working part-time at the local nursing home, cooked up an idea to stay in town for the summer. She was a missionary kid and needed to make other plans, and I was enjoying being away from my sheltered life in northern Minnesota. We weren't really sure how it was going to work, but we set the plan in motion. It wasn't long before Dr. Wheeler and the Millers figured out what we were up to. I'm not sure if they felt sorry for us or what exactly it was, but they offered for the two of us to stay at their homes. They came to us and said, "We have no preference. Who goes where? You guys choose." The Wheelers had animals, and I have allergies. So my friend went to the Wheelers, and I went to stay with the Millers. What a fun summer. They totally took me in and made me a part of their family. I enjoyed being around all four of them. Les wasn't around as much, but Lynn was the little sister. I learned that Gail was battling lupus. Anyway, run. I learned that Gail was battling lupus, but she was very good at hiding from all of her students. Often when I would get home from work, my evening shift of work, I would sit up and chat with Ray, who was much more of a night owl than Gail. Each conversation reaffirmed what I had come to appreciate in his class. Dr. Ray was simply the smartest person I had ever met. He had so much wisdom that he shared in those conversations. Wisdom about so many things. Partway through that first summer, the subject of taking another job came up, and I asked him, "Ray, with your level of expertise and your knowledge, you could work for any university you wanted. You would make way more money. Have you ever thought about leaving your college?" Ray humbly said, "While the salary might be appealing, his job at your college was about far more than money, and that God had always provided what they needed." Being a young college student, I didn't really understand this. He could be making so much more money at a big name university. Why should he choose to stay here and make so much less? It wasn't until I got older that I understood what he was saying. Life is about so much more than the balance in your bank account. At the end of the summer, I moved back into the dorms and continued my path through York College. I had a few more science classes, but the ones I took were mainly being taught by Gail's father, who was an adjunct professor at that time. I continued to drop in for visits, take advantage of the free laundry machines, and occasionally get in a chat with Ray. I truly felt they were family, and my own family felt much better knowing I had someone like the Millers watching out for me. At the end of my sophomore year, I changed my major from pre-med to middle grade science and math education. Most of my science classes were already completed, and my time in their classes ended. I graduated in 4 years and got my first teaching job in Beatrice, about 80 miles from here. In the 23 years since graduation, as one would expect, many life events have happened. Gail and I both lost our fathers. Shortly after my own father died, I started dating someone I wanted the Millers to meet. Actually, I wanted Ray's approval since my own dad wasn't around to tell me what he thought. With crazy schedules to match up, by the time we got over to their house, my boyfriend was now sporting long hair and a scraggly beard. Basically, he was a sketchy-looking guy. Despite being completely caught off guard when we arrived, Ray and Gail did a great job of making him feel welcome. It wasn't until a few years ago, when a picture from that very day reappeared on Facebook, that Gail revealed her honest first impression. By the way, at that time, that boy was working undercover drug investigations, and so he had a valid reason for that appearance. And yes, I did marry that man. Les and Lynn were both in my wedding, or our wedding. More life events happened. Les and Lynn got married. My husband and I became parents, and each time Ray and Gail showed up to welcome our boys, they became grandparents. Then my mom had a stroke, and Gail showed up at the hospital in Lincoln to offer support when I needed it most. 2 years later, my sister died unexpectedly. And while there were no words, Gail got in touch just to tell me she loved us. Even now, they show up to watch my boys play soccer in cruddy weather, even though they both hate cold weather almost as much as they hate soccer. I recently read something that spoke to my heart. Legacy is not leaving something for someone. Legacy is leaving something in someone. I am one of well over 1,000 students that have sat in those chairs in the last 35 years. It would be foolish of me to think I am the only one whose life you have touched in the manner in which you have touched mine. With today's social media, I see countless other students who clearly feel the same way I do. Ray and Gail, you have faithfully given your time and talents to the students of York College for more than 3 decades. It is clear you have left, each of you have left something amazing in the people whose lives you have touched. For that, I want to say thank you, and I love you.
So I thought I would start with a couple of stories about the way I first met Dr. Ray and Mrs. Miller. I still cannot call Mrs. Miller Gail. But the first time that, when I went to college, I didn't know what a PhD was. I thought if you were good at math and science, you would be an engineer or a medical doctor. Medical doctor sounded more interesting to me, and that was the pursuit I got. The first professor that I ever met was Dr. Ray at high school days, whatever it was. And I'm about to make fun of your weight here for just a second. And so, met with him, and he was bald, a little bit on the heavy side, and I am skinny and a runner, and we were talking about running, and come to find out, he was quite the mile runner and 800 runner back in the day, and we talked about some times, and I found out that he was a doctor, and I assumed that meant MD. And then I met a Bible professor who was also a doctor, and my mind was blown. What has happened? And I quickly found out what a PhD was and began that process of education. Then I decided to come to York College, and a student in our dorms, some jerk, decided to change my alarm clock to be an hour early. And we had a lab that I believe started at 7 a.m. in the bottom of PE, which was like a dungeon. And I came busting into the lab because I thought I had woken up a half hour late to lab. And I come whipping down the stairs, and I come in, I'm so sorry I'm late, I'm so sorry I'm late. And he just looks at me, and he looks at his watch, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Son, you're 30 minutes early." And that was the first interactions that we had together. From that point on, because of my punctuality, I guess, he allowed me to be a part of his lab, and not just as a student, but as a worker. And that, after 4 years, became a co-worker as I was trying to determine what do I want to do with my life, and thinking about MD, PhD, just not really sure, confused in my senior year on many levels. He leaned in my life. Mrs. Miller really leaned in my life at that time too. And Dr. Ray sort of moved mountains and allowed me to actually be an instructor at York College with just a bachelor's degree, in which I sat underneath his feet, and I would teach the chemistry lab, the physics lab, and the earth science lab, which I really knew nothing about. And was able to kind of get a feel for what academic life looked like, and that the concept of the PhD was really quite enticing to me. And that's just a small sliver of the examples that the Millers did with many, many people in their careers. And then within your actual life, within your spiritual life, I was able to enjoy many meals at their house. Thanksgiving meal, we would have basketball players over, which I was not tall enough, or cool enough to do basketball, but I'm a runner, and that's it. But still, one time had the opportunity to do that and enjoy just the opportunity to be with their family. I came from a broken home. My parents separated when I was 6, got back together. I have a sister who's 7 years younger than me, and then separated again and got divorced when I was a freshman in high school. Then got remarried when I was a sophomore in high school. Then separated again and divorced when I was a freshman, sophomore in college. And I was able to watch the Millers and see what a spiritual man and a spiritual family really look like. I was able to see how they handled their children, be able to see Lynn in particular, and just the way that they would joke and the way that they would have fun, and just the silliness that we all know of Mrs. Miller in particular, and the jokes, which are not as funny as Dr. Ray thinks they are. I can't thank you guys enough on behalf of everybody in this room, but particularly for me and my family, for what you stand for who you are, and just the love for the Lord that you have, and the way that you have consistently shown that over and over and over. And it's truly amazing, and we're so thankful for that.
Literally, I have no other reason for the chances are right now. If it wasn't for them, this great honor that I think is so deserving upon them, unfortunately for the rest of you, they taught me in the science world and not the speaking world. So let me apologize for that right now as well. When I showed up to York, I was just a timid little freshman. Luckily for me, I was very fortunate, and Mrs. Miller was my advisor. So I got to know her, and she kind of guided me along in the course of things. And then I got even more lucky when I was able to be her work study. So that meant I got to spend a lot of extra time in her office, getting to know her, all the purple, but the candy also there as well, which was a great bonus. You could tell right away that they are both teachers who love the kids, the students, their job, but also each other and the Lord. And I just, unfortunately, going last year, all the good stuff's been taken. So I just want to echo again, their influence on so many people's lives. They keep classes interesting. They make you feel like they're on your level. There were so many times in Dr. Ray's class, I'm like, I have no idea, because he's so freaking smart. But he will let everybody understand. He'll take the time, he'll slow it down to make sure everybody understands what is going on. And I think that's something that a true teacher definitely has to have. Not many teachers would be willing enough to take an entire class on several field trips to the zoo or other college campuses, or like I said earlier, maybe in a lab where everything could explode. It takes a lot of trust and everything in that way. But I really look up to them. They did keep light in the classroom. One time, as Patrick pointed out earlier, Mrs. Miller put her password in the username section, which really solidified her love of purple. I'm sure she did have to go and change it shortly after, but things like that. And if she didn't know, she'd go look it up and explain it to the next class time, so that we really understood it. And I truly believe that their style of tests and everything really helped prepare me for the GREs, and then also pass my boards after doctorate school for physical therapy. They've meant a lot to me. Whether I don't say it enough, and I don't get the opportunity to see them as much as I do. Ms. Miller, you may still be on my references for my resume. I hope that's okay. But if it weren't for these two, I can honestly say I would not be the profession that I am. I'd probably be somewhere else. It'd probably have to be science related, but because of them, I'm able to show that love for God and science to my patients. I did see a quote, and it says, "The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires." And I think they've done that with a good number of people within this room right here. And we can come up here and say a whole bunch of stories, but just know that you guys mean a lot to me in particularly. And I know, I just know God had a great plan when He placed me here with you guys. So thank you all so much.
Thank each of the speakers and for sharing. As you mentioned, several of you kind of mentioned, all of us have so many stories of both Ray and Gail. And Dr. Ray, as he's so affectionately known on campus to this day, and Mrs. Miller, we love you, and we're so thankful that you're part of our lives. It's my privilege to present now the inaugural York College Distinguished Achievement in Academics Award to Dr. Ray and Gail Miller today, October 20th, 2018. Dr. Ray and Gail Miller have been the backbone of the science department at York College for 3.5 decades. Between his classes in chemistry and hers in biology, the couple has influenced hundreds of students who went on to become researchers, medical professionals, and teachers of all levels. They've dedicated their professional lives to making an impact through quality scientific instruction in a Christian setting. After 35 years in the classroom, Ray retired this past May in 2018 and was elevated to emeritus faculty status. During his time at York College, he's worn many hats, including department chair, division chair, academic dean, and vice president for academic affairs. For many years, he has served as a consultant evaluator for the Higher Learning Commission. Ray also sponsored the Men's Social Club, was the Songfest stage manager for 25 years. He often kept stats at basketball games, organized quiz bowl competitions, and served as the faculty sponsor for Alpha Chi Honor Society. In retirement, he continues to mentor and tutor students as well as oversee chemistry. Gail has been an associate professor of biology for 24 years. Prior to that, she taught courses as an adjunct faculty member while working on a master's degree in biology from Ball State University. She and Ray both earned undergraduate degrees from Harding University, and Ray earned a PhD at the University of Mississippi. Gail served on the Nebraska Veterinary Medicine Board for 10 years and has been a member of Delta Kappa Gamma, a professional organization for women educators, for 24 years. Gail and Ray have mentored countless students, opening their office and their home for after-hour study and counseling sessions. The Millers have both been recognized with the Dale R. Larson Teacher of Achievement Award. Ray also received a Professional Achievement Award from the Harding University Symposium of Faith and Science in 2014. Because of their intellectual and professional achievements, as well as their spirit of servant leadership on campus and their dedication to the preparation of their students, Dr. Ray and Gail Miller are honored as the inaugural recipients of the Distinguished Achievement in Academics Award at York College, and I want to call them to the stage right now.
First of all, I'd like to make a correction. Jennifer, I don't think myself to be backbone, more than humorous. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Thank you all for your kind words. We do appreciate it very much. We're very deeply honored to receive this recognition. Like every label here, our lives have had some high points and some low points and so on, but this is definitely really up there at the top. We're deeply thankful to York College for this honor, and we consider it a privilege to have been associated with with York College this many, many years, maybe more minis. How many is anyway? So we pray that God will continue to bless York College for many, many years here on.
We want to thank Scott for the kind words, and Aaron, and Jen, and Karen. Thank you. We're humbled. And as I was saying, I feel like a frog for this, but anyway. I'm very thankful that a lot of our family, our daughter and her husband and 2 children were able to fly here thanks to a very wonderful person. Our daughter-in-law, our 2 other granddaughters are here. Our son had to be at a contractual thing with his music position at Anchorage Schools today, so he couldn't be here. My sister is here from Indiana. My brother is here from Tennessee. My 2 nieces, Abby from Kentucky and Erin in Indiana, got to come over, and we're just thankful they were able to come for this. And we just thank you all so much for coming, and just God bless you.
It is my honor and privilege to announce today the establishment of the Ray and Gail Miller Endowment for the Sciences, which will help fund and strengthen labs at York College. The goal for this endowment fund is $250,000, and as of today, the fund is at $270,000. Amen. On behalf of the institution, I want to extend thanks to our donors whose leadership and initiative made this fund happen. This was not something planned by the college. This was initiated, planned, and made possible by alumni who care about this program and institution, chose to take action, and the people you've influenced, Ray and Gail, very much. We're very grateful for that. If you want to help grow this fund, the bigger it is, the better it is, obviously, for the science department, and you can visit with Brent or myself, and you can make a gift online. Isn't that great news? I'll tell you, I just think that's pretty wonderful stuff that's going on, that we've got alumni that care that much about what's going on here at our college and doing this in your honor. So thank you so much all for being here today. I do have one other special announcement. You want to come in?
There's a group of alumni that have organized a dessert event tonight to spend some time with the Millers and just get to chat with them. So chances are tonight at 7:30, everybody's welcome, kids are invited. So if you guys are busy and want to come and kind of hang out and relive memories and talk with the Millers at 7:30 tonight.
I think it's in the charade. It's on the other side.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be in the charade room, which is the southeast corner. Go in that door and ask for them. Ray says no ties allowed at that. Why don't we all stand, and we'll be closed with prayer and singing the Lord.
All right, let's pray together. Father, we sense your spirit here today. It's been good. And it's right that we honor Ray and Gail. It's right that we do this. You've blessed them with many talents and abilities that they've used throughout the years for good, for York College, for your kingdom. Talents and abilities to teach, to mentor, to influence lives, to inspire lives. We've heard many stories, and we're blessed by that. We're encouraged by that. So, Father, we just pray that you give them health, give them wisdom, give them long lives of service in your kingdom. Thank you for the love that they have for all of us, for all people, for all students, for anyone that gets to rub shoulders with them and come into their presence. We know their love. We feel it. And by knowing that, we know you. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Praise in the